I had 1,000, and I had traded. Now I'm at $2,000.
Sure.
And I was like, whoa. You know, I was broke. I was just coming from being homeless.
Have faith in your mind, have faith in your grind, invest in yourself, transform in your time. Have faith in your mind, have faith in your grind, invest in yourself, transform in your time. Trade and get paid, trade and get paid, trade and get paid, trade and get paid, oh yeah, trade and get paid.
All right, so the next question comes from Ravita. Shout out to you. Appreciate you commenting. Let's get to your question. How long did it take for you to become a profitable trader, and did you have to trade every day and practice every day to become successful? So I know she's asking me, but I want to hear from you a little bit too, and I'll share my thoughts as well. Why don't you talk about that?
Well, I mean, it's been a long journey. Well, for me, I would say October area will be 7 years for me.
Yep.
Think 8 for you maybe.
Yep.
But you know, it was a lot of studying. All right, so you guys come to my YouTube channel. You heard my story. If you haven't, head over there. And you can just look at my how I mastered Forex in 1 year. No, I didn't master Forex in 1 year. It's clickbait, but you know what I mean. You know, we always
he's the master of that, man. He talking about he almost died twice, even though he was sick. But
nah, I was sick for real.
Man, you the clickbait master, bro.
Bro, I almost died though, for real. I almost died though, for real, with that COVID stuff. But look, so I studied. I want to say I'm not joking. 4 hours a day.
Right.
I'm literally not off by any numbers.
Yeah.
All right, 4 hours a day. That was 2 a.m. Like around, I will wake up 3 a.m. to 5 a.m.
Yep.
Something like that, right? 2 hours around that time. And then I will go back to bed and get up for work. Get my son up for school, let him catch the bus, go ride my bike to work. All right? And then 2 more hours at night. After work, everybody's in bed, and I was studying.
Yeah, and I can tell you, I remember all this, so he ain't just making this up. I remember. I don't know anybody out there that grinded to become a profitable and successful trader the way Jay did. Not even interrupt you, but I just want to. I remember this man grinded and grinded and grinded to get to where he's at. So man, props to you, bro.
I appreciate that, bro. So what that looked like was, okay, I was kind of all over the place a little bit, and then my mentor kind of got me on a structured path. That's why getting the mentorship is important. But he cut my learning time down because he told me what to study.
Sure.
And then come back to me when you mastered this. So I started with candlestick patterns.
Yep.
All right, and that was very, very helpful. And I was just going through the levels, and then so once I got pretty good to where I could trade a live account, new risk management, all that stuff, I would still make my biggest problem was entries. I will always enter late, always enter at a wrong area in the market, just always entering wrong. And even though it got to a point where I would identify it after it was done though.
Yeah. After
it was done. So I was like, all right, I'm identifying. So that was getting measured, as we mentioned in the last video. You know how to measure what your progress, right, so it can get improved. We talked about that on the last video. Check out the last video if you haven't. Click right here at the top, or check out the end card. It will be talking about how to measure with the journal. Okay, but so I began to measure the entry. So when I would get it right, I would follow. I had began to form a trading setup, a trading style. And I would say, okay, I'm going to enter here. That was the most powerful thing I've ever done, was saying, okay, this is the type of trade that I want. And this is based on this type of trade setup. This is where I want to enter.
Right.
And then I began to say, okay, I lost? Did I enter where I was supposed to? Now it was trackable.
Right.
And you know, and we teach you how to do all of that. If you don't know,
you have to be able to go back and know why you lost or why you won.
Yeah, and exactly. And then so now I would say I was winning and losing. And a lot of it was no discipline. I could only stay disciplined for about 3 trades, and then I would not be focused. Like, just, I don't know. It's just I couldn't do it. And then it got to a point where I doubled my account. So I went from 1,000 to 2,000.
Do you know, like now in hindsight, do you remember or know why or what happened there? Why you were having a hard time building that consistency?
The consistency was just being young and trading, not having a lot of people talk to me about the mindset of it, how to so I was about to go into that next. One of the reasons was when you actually start knowing a trade setup and you begin to win with it. So there's another thing that you have to deal with mentally is how to handle this type of money now. It's a totally different account now. And so what I was about to say was I had 1,000 and I had traded. Now I'm at $2,000.
Sure.
And I was like, whoa. You know, I was broke. I was just coming from being homeless, right? So I'm like,
$2,000 is a lot of money, man.
So I'm like, whoa, my account is at 2,000, and bro, I just didn't even know what to do.
Yeah, now you're making that in one trade.
Yeah, we do that in one trade now. But that goes to show what Forex can do for you.
Growth,
you
consistency.
And so I couldn't handle that type of money, bro. I just didn't know even how to trade is. But it seems simple, like you would know how. But when you in that position like that and you get that big of account overnight, or like not overnight, but like rather quickly, I didn't know what to do.
And let's be honest, a year or even 2 years is rather quickly.
Yeah.
Because go into any other market, right? And you try to, let's say you go into a Raymond James or one of these places and you hand them $1,000, they're not going to have $2,000 by the end of a year. They're not going to have $2,000. They're going to be growing very, very consistently over long periods of time.
You're right.
So for you to, I only interrupt with that because I want people to understand that when we say quickly, people think, well, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Nah, that's crazy. That's like,
or you got lucky and gambled.
Or you got lucky and gambled, right?
Yeah.
If you've mastered Forex over a year, 2 years, if you've made money over a couple of years, you've done great. You've done awesome.
Absolutely. So I was winning and losing, right? And then it got to a point where I said, I'm tired of this. I can do better. So I stopped trading live and I went almost a whole year on demo. And I just wanted to dial in my plan. I wanted to see if I can do it because I got tired of putting money in my account. You know what I mean? I would win, lose, and then I'll put some money in it from my little Office Max job and just get nowhere.
Sure.
And slowly losing, but breaking even, win a little bit. It's just, you know what I mean? So I stopped trading live, went on demo for almost a year to dial in my trading style. Everything ain't strategy, right? It was just my trading method, my way of thinking, my trading style, and I dialed it in. And then after that, I went from I started with $1,000, $1,000, and in a year I went almost to 10K. So it was like I think it was $85,000 or $9,000 or something like that. On my channel, all of that stuff is documented. Yeah. But that's how it went. And then from 10K to 50K. Because once you got 10K, 1K to 10K is it wasn't too bad. It was just like, because you come from studying, being on demo, and so you making constant wins. Win. Then I'll take a little loss. Win. Sometimes it was 12 pips.
Sure.
15 pips. Sometimes I got in a little late, got to get 10 pips. Then maybe 20 pips. But mostly 12 to 15 pips as I was getting. That's what I was going after. That was kind of my goal, really. Because I was new, and I just wanted to, I was averaging that amount of pips.
Sure.
So I wanted to just rack up the wins.
Absolutely.
And so, did that for a year, got to almost to 10K, then around the 9K to 50K. And the 10, let's just say 10, rounded up, 10 to 50K was really slow. That was really slow. The 1 to 10K was like, whoa, you excited, you actually doing it. But when you got 10,000, you feel like you're the man a little bit. You want to up the stakes, but you got to stay disciplined. And it just feels really long.
So yeah, man, that's fire, bro. So your story is well documented. It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Again, I know we said it before. I'm gonna say it again. Go to Jay's channel and watch that. Master Forex in 1 year. You can see some of the videos where he documented his process, and I would highly encourage you to do that. Not only from a Forex standpoint, but from a lifestyle standpoint. He grinded hard, and that's why he is where he is. I grinded hard. That's why we are where we are, and you can do it too. But it don't come easy. All right. It's a matter of just consistency, I think for me, I tell people all the time on my channel, you can go watch some of my Make Moves Monday videos. I think success is not a destination, it's a journey.
Absolutely.
I tell people that all the time. I think what happens is we kind of get tricked into thinking, well, if I make 6 figures, I'm successful. Well, that's good. I'm glad you had a great achievement and you've made 6 figures, and I'm proud of you for that. But the truth is, once you get 6 figures, is that really success? Because you don't want 7? You know, so that's it. I'm done. Well, every destination you get to, you're gonna see something bigger because your mindset's gonna expand. When you're living in 6 figures, you can now believe for 7 figures. When you get to 7 figures, you can now believe for 8 figures. You know, and so there's never a place where you're gonna get to and say, that's it, I'm done. I don't need to do anything the rest of my life. I've lost all pursuit, for anything in my life. No, you're always gonna have something you're pursuing. And so I think living every day on purpose and living with definiteness of purpose every day will help you to have your intended outcome, and just being consistent every day. So don't put a time frame on it. I don't want you to say, am I going to be successful in 1 year? No, you're successful now because you're studying. You're successful today because you're watching this video. You're successful right now because you're in pursuit of your end goals. And those end goals are really only just buoys, kind of markers to get you to the next place. So you're successful today. Now, take that level of success, work hard, go after it, and do what Jay did, do what I did. And we might see you on here soon.
I always say this, guys. Well, not always say, but this is what I said in the beginning. I said, is Forex, is this real? Because I didn't know nothing about it. I thought it was a scam too.
Remember when we told you to sell your Xbox?
Told me to sell my Xbox. I ain't selling no Xbox, but I found another way. But I said, this is what I said. I said, is this possible? Yes. That's all I needed. I didn't care how hard it was. He says success is not going to be easy. I didn't care how hard or, it was going to be. I just needed to know, was it possible?
Right.
And everybody said, yes, if you do this, and that. I said, all right, it's done. I'm about to go put the work in.
That's it. And that's what you got to do. You got to put the work in. You got to be after it. You got to be consistent. And don't let any, if you remember, and again, go back and watch my videos on what is my why. But if you don't begin with your why, if you don't start there, you're going to, and why can't be money. Because what's going to happen is every time you see something that looks like it might have more money involved, you're just going to change. That's why you see folks on Facebook and Instagram, they're changing businesses, changing marketing companies every 2 weeks, it seems like. They never stick to nothing because their why is money. And whatever seems to have the most money is what they're going to chase. But when you understand and you can define your why, I want to have time freedom for my family. I want to get away from my job so I can spend more time with my children. Whatever that looks like for you, when you can define that, now that's where continuity comes in. That's where consistency comes in, because every time you take a loss, you're not going to quit. You're not going to go away. You're not going to stop, because you remember, like Jay, me and my family are never going to go through that again. Me and my son are never going to go through that again. For me and my family are always going to live and do what we got to do for the kingdom of God. We're going to plant churches around Detroit. We're going to do all the things we want to do for our family together. When you remember that, when a loss comes, boom, all I got to do is remind myself what it was like before being poor with my children. Nope, done. I'm right back on the grind.
Exactly.
Never, ever letting anything knock me off my course, because I got the right start and I work hard for my why.
All right, guys, hope you enjoyed part 3. That question was incredible. A lot of good information was pulled out of that. Absolutely. And we were so glad to help you. Just remember, it's a process. It's a journey. It's not overnight.
Yeah, absolutely. Jay, I appreciate being on the video, man. We're seeing a lot of great questions come in. We're going to be doing more and more of this stuff, but part 4 is coming. It's the last part of this little series, and I don't want you to miss it. Like, comment, subscribe. Go to Jay's channel, like, comment, subscribe over there. And we'll see you in part 4.